I know that a lot of people are feeling some pretty strong feelings today, feelings of frustration, even betrayal. I have somewhat the advantage of, from being in the Senate, being a couple of days ahead of everybody, seeing that this was going to happen. So I've had a bit more time to process it than people who discovered it yesterday. And while I think everybody is entitled to their feelings on this, and I don't want to derogate those in any way, we need to remember the battle that we're in. And every ounce of energy that we put into fighting with each other, fighting with other Democrats, is energy that is lost to the fight to defend our country from Trump and MAGA.
Well, this just came across my FYP this evening, Tuesday, November 11th, but I've heard this all before because this is basically exactly what Senator Whitehouse posted on his Blue Sky, or his staff posted on his Blue Sky yesterday. And I might have, and for this I am entirely unapologetic, lost my shit over it. So Senator Sheldon Whitehouse said on his Blue Sky after the surrender Dems betrayed all of us, many feel betrayal and frustration, and the feelings are hot right now. I get it. I have my own feelings. But there are real dangers out there that must be fought, and energy spent fighting each other is energy lost to that bigger fight. Does this sound like something you just heard? This is where I blew a gasket. The sooner we get past internal recriminations and back to fighting united, the better off we all are, and the likely our victory next November. See, they really think it's about the midterms. The senator went on this long thread to try and justify his no vote, but then also be like, you guys, we're going to fight to get ACA extended. No, you're not. That's not going to happen. This video and this post on Blue Sky are just the epitome of gaslighting that we are seeing from the senators who voted no, but are wealthy establishment members of the Senate. For Sheldon Whitehouse, who knew that this was coming for days in advance and did nothing to rally the American people to stop it. For him to call a demand for accountability the removal of Chuck Schumer from leadership, a call that is being made by MoveOn.org, Indivisible, multiple members of the House. I think it's 10 Congress people so far, several Senate candidates, and countless voters. You only need to go on social media to hear how outraged people are and how strong the demand is for Chuck Schumer to be removed. For Sheldon Whitehouse to frame a call for justice and accountability as recriminations is offensive. It's gaslighting. Likewise, it is insulting and gaslighting to say that we need to get back to fighting united. Y'all were never united. That's the whole problem. And honestly, this is a moment of clarity when we see how many wealthy corporate establishment Democrats in the Senate were never our allies in the fight against fascism. Y'all are allied with your corporate interest. Y'all cared about bailing out the airlines, who were breathing down your necks, freaking out about the cost to them if the shutdown continued, despite the fact that federal employees were saying, please, please do not let our sacrifice be for nothing. Hold out for our health care. Despite the fact that all of the polling showed it was a tremendously good move, that it was hurting Republicans, it was hurting Donald Trump the longer this shutdown went on. It was politically incredibly savvy. It was also the ethical, moral choice. Y'all were standing in between the Trump regime and 51,000 American lives per year, and you threw it away. You threw those people away. You betrayed our trust. There is no unity. This is honestly giving, like, why can't you come to the family reunion and just make nice with your toxic mother-in-law? We know she's a narcissist, but like, you're the problem if you don't want to be around her. That's what, there was no unity. You are blaming the victim here. It's just like unbelievable, Darvo. And you might be like, Angela, Sheldon Whitehouse is one of the good ones, right? He's done so much to push back against Trump. Sure, okay, to an extent. This is why I think what happened this weekend sheds a big light on the reality of dark money, corporate money, foreign money in our politics, particularly in the Senate. The tremendous conflict of interest that exists for so many members of Congress in both parties. It's basically all of the Republicans and a big chunk of the Democrats, especially in the Senate. There is so much money sloshing around. There's so much money in their ability to be bought and paid for, their re-election campaigns bought and paid for, their ability to trade in single stocks, that they cannot possibly, in a way that supports our interest in the future of democracy, put us first. Someone shared on my Blue Sky the fact that Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, about a week before the 2024 election, sold $250,000 of Tesla stock. NASDAQ.com reports that Senator Sheldon Whitehouse has made $23.7 million worth of trades on single stocks. How can a man who sold $250,000 worth of Tesla stock that had gone up almost 14% in value since he bought it possibly stand against Elon Musk, possibly not disclose a conflict of interest, possibly make an impartial decision when it comes to giant contracts that Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX are getting? This is why AOC and others have called for it to be illegal for members of Congress to trade in single stocks. It is ethically entirely compromised. Likewise, we know at least 3 members of the Surrender Dems have ties to the airline industry. In 1974, only 3% of retiring members of Congress took jobs in corporate industry or lobbying. Now it's more than 50%. This is what I mean when I say that dark money, corporate money, means that we can't trust that any of these folks actually work for us. We can't trust that they actually have our best interest in mind. If they did, these 8 surrender Dems would not have fucked over the entire country. They would have listened to the United House Democrats. They would have listened to all of the grassroots organizations and to federal employees, and they would not have made this move. They prioritized their own future employment, their own current wealth, and all of the corporate money that was whispering in their ear and breathing down their neck. And I'm telling you, there are so many senators who were behind this deal. They were fine with this deal, but they got to vote no because 8 of them fell on the sword. So if you have a senator who voted no, you cannot know that they actually were opposed to this deal unless they are willing to come out and demand that Chuck Schumer be removed from leadership. I'm telling y'all, there is only one pathway for senators to rebuild trust with the American people, and that's by removing Chuck Schumer from leadership. This gaslighting here, this Darvo here of like, if you're upset at the fact that a handful of us fucked all of y'all over, threw away a winning hand, are going to kill tens of thousands of Americans, then you're to blame because you don't want unity. You just want recriminations. No, we want justice and we want representation in government. We want elected officials who represent us, not the crypto lobby, not the airline lobby, not Walmart, not their stock portfolios. They represent us. This should be a country of, by, and for the people. So no, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse and your $27 million in single stock trades over the years. Do not fucking tell us that we need to work together and have unity. You all betrayed us. There is no trust. We don't actually know that you are allies in the fight against fascism. The demonstration of your behavior to us clearly communicates that you are not actually allies with us. You are fucking Vichy France. You are fucking Neville Chamberlain. You are not allies in the fight against fascism. What you want is a return to whatever you had before the 2024 election, with all of your government corruption, all of your dark money running our politics, and you think that that's what we're going to give you in the 2026 midterms. You all fail to properly assess the moment, the devastating consequences of your actions, and the nature of the fight against Donald Trump and the fascists. You are too blinded by your own money and the fact that you are beholden to corporate and foreign interest, to billionaire dark money interest. We, the people, deserve representation. How dare you demand that we have unity with people who stabbed us in the back?